The leafy seadragon is a marine fish that belongs to the Syngnathidae family, which also includes seahorses and pipefish. Native to the southern and western coasts of Australia, leafy seadragons are known for their unique and elaborate appearance. They are found in the temperate waters of southern and western Australia, often in areas with rocky reefs, seaweed beds, and seagrass. The leafy seadragon is considered near threatened, and there are concerns about the conservation status of these unique marine creatures. Threats to leafy seadragon populations include habitat degradation, pollution, and potential collection for the aquarium trade. The leafy seadragon is considered near threatened, and there are concerns about the conservation status of these unique marine creatures. Threats to leafy seadragon populations include habitat degradation, pollution, and potential collection for the aquarium trade. Pollution, including runoff from land and coastal development, can have detrimental effects on the water quality in leafy seadragon habitats. Changes in water quality can impact the survival of both adults and their offspring. The collection of leafy seadragons for the aquarium trade can pose a threat to their populations if not properly regulated. Overcollection can reduce local populations and disrupt the balance of ecosystems. Climate change and associated impacts, such as rising sea temperatures and ocean acidification, can have widespread effects on marine ecosystems, potentially affecting the distribution and abundance of leafy seadragons' prey and habitats. Leafy seadragons exhibit a range of colors that help them blend seamlessly with their surroundings, typically including shades of brown, yellow, and green. The coloration is not uniform, and it often mimics the appearance of the kelp and seaweed in their natural habitat. This intricate color pattern, combined with the leafy projections, provides effective camouflage, making them difficult for predators to spot. The most notable feature of leafy seadragons is their leaf-like appendages, which are actually skin flaps that resemble seaweed or kelp. These leafy projections cover the seadragon's body, creating a disguise that helps them avoid detection by predators and prey alike. The leafy extensions can be moved independently, enhancing the illusion of drifting seaweed in the water. Leafy seadragons have a long, slender body that is well suited for their habitat among seaweed and kelp. They lack a prehensile tail like seahorses. Instead, they use their pectoral fins for movement and steer with the dorsal fin. The body is relatively flat and has a series of bony rings that provide some rigidity. Leafy seadragons have a long, tubular snout that resembles a pipe. This snout is used for capturing small prey, such as tiny crustaceans and plankton. Adult leafy seadragons typically range from 20 to 24 centimeters in length. The leafy projections, which resemble seaweed, contribute to the overall length but are not included in these measurements. Specific information about the weight of leafy seadragons is less commonly provided, and their weight is generally not a primary focus of study or documentation. Given their small size and the buoyant nature of their bodies, leafy seadragons are not likely to have substantial weight. Leafy seadragons rely heavily on their exceptional camouflage to blend in with the surrounding seaweed and kelp. Their leaf-like appendages and coloration make them almost indistinguishable from their environment. They move slowly and gracefully, swaying with the currents to mimic the movement of surrounding vegetation. Leafy seadragons lack a swim bladder, which is a common organ in many fish that helps control buoyancy. Instead, they use their pectoral fins for movement and rely on their body shape and the surrounding water for buoyancy control. When threatened, leafy seadragons may employ a defensive posture, hiding among the seaweed or adopting a motionless stance to avoid detection by predators. There is no evidence to suggest that leafy sea dragons produce sounds. Leafy sea dragons are known for their visual adaptations, particularly their leaf-like appearance and their ability to blend seamlessly with their surroundings. In the underwater world, sound is an important means of communication for many marine species. However, not all marine animals, including sea dragons, rely on sound as a primary form of communication. Instead, they may use visual signals, body language, or chemical cues. Leafy sea dragons feed on a variety of small crustaceans, including amphipods and mysid shrimp. These crustaceans are often found in and around the seaweed and kelp habitats where leafy sea dragons reside. Leafy sea dragons feed on a variety of small crustaceans, including amphipods and mysid shrimp. These crustaceans are often found in and around the seaweed and kelp habitats where leafy sea dragons reside. They use their long, tubular snout to create suction and inhale their prey. They are known for their ability to capture small organisms quickly and precisely from the water. Leafy sea dragons are selective feeders, targeting specific types of prey. Their feeding behavior is adapted to their environment, where they rely on the availability of small, drifting organisms. Leafy sea dragons engage in courtship behaviors, which involve intricate displays and movements to attract potential mates. Once a mating pair is formed, the male and female swim together in a stylized manner. Leafy sea dragons engage in courtship behaviors, which involve intricate displays and movements to attract potential mates. Once a mating pair is formed, the male and female swim together in a stylized manner. The male fertilizes the eggs as they are deposited onto his brood patch. The sperm is released into the water, and the eggs are then drawn into the brood patch for fertilization. After the eggs are fertilized, the male provides care by incubating them on his tail. The leafy projections on the male's tail help protect the developing eggs and provide camouflage. The incubation period lasts for about 4 to 6 weeks, during which the male provides nutrients and oxygen to the developing embryos. Once the incubation period is complete, the tiny leafy sea dragon hatchlings emerge from the eggs. They are fully formed miniature versions of the adults. After hatching, the juvenile leafy sea dragons are independent and need to fend for themselves in the wild. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.